Alrighty, another day, another Woodle. Let's give this one a quick see. Alright, bound. There's one yellow over there. Let's try friend. Actually, fried. I did the same thing last time, but I'm going to try something that is completely new. So, share, there's one in the right spot. So, you got three letters so far. Let's try first and see if we get anything over there. Two letters in the right spot from first. Interesting. Interesting. So, given that we actually have all our five letters, I believe there's three letters from here, and there's the S, the R. Okay, so if the R is in the right spot over here, it cannot be over there. So the green cannot be the R, the green cannot be the S. So there's a green that's either H, A, or E. So one of these is a yellow, mostly. Either H, A, or E is a green. And there's another one that's in the right spot over here. So we can go, what if it's dire, I was thinking diary, maybe, potentially. That would satisfy the D. The I would be the one green, the A would be the other green. The R would be the yellow, but that's the problem. We can't have AR right there. So, um, maybe it is something. Let's assume that the D starts with a D. Something DI, something. Something T, so that could end with a T. I don't know. There's a lot of things that we don't know. If it ends with an E, that could also be an option. I'm trying to see if I can get it within this time. Actually, I'm gonna might go for another clarifying one first. I'm gonna go with money. Just okay. So there is. I'm gonna assume that there is no O. Just to double clarify this, we can confirm. Okay, there we go. We got something to confirm, and I think I can do a lot with this. MONY. So the E is in the right spot over there. It's a yellow over there. There is no. This could also be that E particular thing. MON. No N. Y. Okay, yeah, we're good. So, we've got one in the wrong spot over here. We've got the E that can potentially be at the end. I'm assuming that's going to be at the end. The R might be over here if we are assuming that the R is one of those things. Or it could be the S as well. The S could also be right over there. It's either R or S, but not both. Right? So we know that it's either R or S, but not both. Cannot be both R and S, actually. So the odds of it being anything else is kind of low. So either R is in the right spot or S is in the right spot. What if it's okay? Let's just try to assume that S is in the right spot over here. Then it'd be SE. At that point, we can't do an R. Could be one of these in the right spot too. The T can't be in the right spot at that point. Can't do the R. Could be I. So it could be X. Well, actually, I'm more inclined to say that maybe it's the R in the right spot because you also need one of these, right? So if the R is in the right spot, that means that this won't be a thing. The U won't be a thing. It's either ending with D, sorry, ending with B or starting with D, and we're gonna assume that these two aren't in the right thing. Actually, let's go with the assumption of E in the right spot. Actually, let me just continue on with that. So right now we say E is in the right spot over here, and then given that, we'll say that maybe S is in the next spot right over there. So XXX SE. If S is over there, that means there's nothing over here. We're gonna assume that there's the D somewhere. That's more likely than a B. We could confirm it as well with the bunny, and then double check that. But I feel like it's not really needed. So we'll start. We'll say that the D could be over here. DSE is probably not likely. It could be something over here, or it could be over here. Let's just say it starts with a D. So DXXC is what we have right now, where the X's represent something. D R. I don't think it's that's a thing. So I don't think it's the SE. I'm gonna just go with something. Honestly, I want to just try to finish this quickly. So Dunny won't work. Funny could help us eliminate the, but that's probably not a great thing to do. Um, hmm. Funny bunny. Is there something that I can use that would let me put D in the beginning to see that? Do, do, Z. Yep. Okay, so I'm pretty sure the Z isn't part of it. So we'll assume that the D is in the right spot. Given that we can knock out this, we can knock out this, we can knock out this. Not necessarily. Um, yeah. So there's a D, something, 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 something. If we want, we can say that. Just set that correctly. I'm gonna assume that the H isn't right. The E could be in the right spot at the very end. The T is definitely not it. No, wait, the F is not it. The T could be in the right spot too. It's either E or T. Da, D, DI. Let's assume that the DI is right. And the T isn't in there. If you're assuming that the T is in there, then that means the I has to be in the right spot. Because R and S can't be in the same word, given that there's an E. Duh. If there's a lot of assumptions right there, but it's all kind of hanging on the T being in there or not. So dirty, but we can't end with the Y. So that's another thing. And there's no RT either. So dir. Yeah, I don't think it's the IR. Is it IS? Then I don't know about that either. So what if it does end with a T? Hmm. And then the if it's this, that means that the end letter has to be E at that point. Da- Yeah, I don't think it's this either. So, so that means the I is probably not in it then. Could be the RS. It can't be the RS. Definitely not the RS. The E is somewhere. We'll assume that the E is at the end for now. The R cannot be anywhere besides the. At that point, it's the R XXE because the R is not. Oh wait, never mind. It has to be either over here or over here. That's the situation. So it has to be over here. Doris. Yeah. So what if it's the AE and then the IT? It's a lot of. It can't be AEIT either. Unless E is in the wrong spot. So D. No. We can say that the A is in the right spot, and then we can go DEA, and then we have to use the IT though at that point. So we can't do that. So A is probably not in the right spot because if it is A, or A could be somewhere else. Yeah, but if there is an A, and if the A and E is selected over here, that means there's none of these letters, and then the S and the R, without the S and R being in the thing, it'd have to be I and T. I don't think there's anything that would work with that. So the A is definitely not in it. Given that, we have the H. I'm going to say the H is also probably less likely. So it's either the R or the S, almost definitely, right? I mean, because that's the whole point of it. The same reasoning as the A, because you put that in, then you have to do whatever. So either the S or the R, and at that point, what if we just say that it's going to be an ending with a T? Dire Dyson. Okay, let's assume that the I is in the word at that point, and the E is not in the right spot, and then we've got one of these in the right spot. At that point, the R has to be in the right spot. If the E is a yellow over here as well, the R has to be in the right spot because it can't be the S. So we have D X X R, and then if R is that. Wait, let me go back over here. So if E is not in the right spot over here, so this is the yellow. That means R would have to be the green. If R is the green, then we can have this. So the R and the S are definitely not greens. So the E is this. So now we have DXXXE. So that means the T is not in the right spot, which means that the I is in the right spot because of that. And then it's either the R or the S. So DIXXE. And dense. Um, no, there's no N. Let's just see, let's look for the S being in the right spot. Dips, dimps, diddle sticks, digits, no, there's none of these work. Even if you do the S, R, or I, it's yeah, nothing works. So let's go with the R being the right spot over here. So diary, but like with an I don't know if that's a word. Der, nope, derl, dirk, dirch, derv, ders. We made a bad assumption then, because none of these work. So the E cannot. So it's either A. I want to rule out the A or. Okay, so we have this. The D is in the right spot over there. I want to rule out the A. Dandy should rule it out. Dandy. Okay, so the A is ruled out. Spending too much time. This is, I mean, we're doing pretty good this past few ones, but this one really taking a toll on it. So the A is not over there. Just figured. I want to confirm if the end is E, so it could be D, d dense. But then that's going to be either way, right? And then we can also. But we can confirm the S. And if it's neither of these, we know the E is in the middle. And I wonder if these are in the right spot. Or the R is in the right spot. So D. What if I just do something that's not dense? Is there an R? Yeah, there could be an R too. Dance. Could do dance, but yeah, I just want to confirm it actually. So dance. That part should have been given, yeah. So that point D X X T isn't one of them. I is somewhere. S E D I X S E D. I'm just gonna do this to confirm some stuff. The D is in the right spot. There's no A or Y. It's either the I or S. The S can't be it because that would have shown up as green. So it's the I, and this is the right spot. Okay, yeah, so dir something as D. Dire. Let's try diary. That's not a word. Okay, yeah, so dir. Dir. Derpy? What works? dir. Oh, now I'm really wondering if we got a lot of stuff wrong. Der. It has to end with an E. Okay, just to confirm, I'm gonna try something that isn't from here, so we know for sure it doesn't work, right? So der T should give me three greens, and that's what I expected. So uh, dir and it ends with an E. This is a word that I've never actually heard of before. Then let's just go through everything. Then Dury, Derby, Dirge. Yeah, I never heard of the word dirge before. Gotta search that up, learn what that is. But that's it. 11 guesses. I mean, considering it's a word that I'd never even heard of before, can't say it's that bad. So yeah.